Stay weird, gang. I gotta talk about it. This is the Black Nerd Experience. Roll the intro. For full context, before this video, my smoke alarm is gonna be going off, so I apologize in advance. But let's get into it. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel and you follow me on TikTok, you know that I am a blurred. I am a black nerd. Action figures over there, Nerf guns to the window next to the walls. To the sweat drop down these balls. But in all seriousness, this part of being a black nerd that we have to talk about. Those conversations where we as blurreds, male, female, and non-binary, express our experience how it was to be a black nerd growing up as a blurred and getting picked on for it. And whenever we decide to share said experience on social media, what are we always, and I mean always, met with? You did not get picked on for being a nerd. You got picked on for Naruto running. That's the same fucking thing! And when they say that shit, it's almost as if they're saying they deserve to get bullied because they did that weird shit. Well, I'm sorry if me, Naruto running or doing the Kamehameha wave is too weird for you. That's how I express my joy with what I watch on a daily basis that gives me joy in this fucked up life of mine. I'm sorry for expressing my joy. Also, this conversation is not just limited to the ones who watch anime. This is about the smart ones, the ones who watch wrestling, the ones who were into their academics, the ones who listened to rock music and got told to stop listening to that white people shit, but history serves you to know that black folks invented rock music. But we'll get into that at some other time. All of that, and combined with anime, is what a lot of us got picked on for. And we not calling cap, because you know it's true. And there's one thing I will agree with. Now, if you're that blurred that went through that stuff and you haven't healed from that, I suggest that you do so in order to be who you truly are and to heal your inner child and say, hey, we have peace. We not in them times no more where we had to hide who we are. I'm definitely not hiding. Look at the damn action figures. And Goku and Sephiroth is fucked up in the background, but it's all good because I love who I am. And I want you guys to do the same, but I also want to talk about this topic a little bit more. Unless you know me personally, you do not have the right to tell me what my experience was as a black nerd growing up in the early 2000s, as what I like to call the tsunami era of black nerds. You know, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Cyborg 009, Voltron, G Gundam, Rurouni Kenshin, Tenchi Muyo. All that shit used to come on from 3 to fucking 6 or 5:30. I don't remember, but those were the times that we lived for, and those are the times we had to survive. Look at me. Imagine being from the Bay Area and also being a black nerd. It's fucking harder because, and I can speak from my hometown experience, that being a black nerd from the Bay Area was hard as fuck. Because I remember a time in the hyphy movement, everybody had on Ninja Turtle backpacks and Spider-Man backpacks and shit like that. But like in the early stages, you couldn't be a nerd and try to be at a sideshow and shit like that. Motherfuckers will clown you. Oh, you a nerd. You get that nerd shit out of here, my nigga. You ain't really with it. Because half of Bay Area culture is rooted in street culture. And if you're not with the shit, if you wasn't with the shits at the time, nobody fucked with you. And somebody tell me I'm lying because I'll call cap immediately. Imagine being a part of Auntie Nightshade's generation and being a blurred. Shout out to Auntie Nightshade, Gen X on deck, I love you. And she was telling me, as well as Unc, she was telling me that being a Gen X blurred was harder than being a millennial blurred. Because, and I had to think about it, with the power of social media and where nerd culture is right now, it is easier. I will say that it has been easier for me over the years to find my tribe. We was talking about this a couple of days ago, and I'm like, man, I can see how that would be hard back in the day. So, but it's still a thing that goes on, and I'm tired of it. When I saw Long Beach Griffey's video on TikTok, that pissed me off. Because I fuck with his content, and I wish him nothing but love and success, but brother, you were wrong in that take, because there are some of us who really went through that shit, and depending on where you lived as a black person, it was harder. Thank God I was born and raised in California, where it was irritating, but I wasn't getting my ass whooped for it. I was getting picked on and teased, but I wasn't getting my ass whooped, like the stories I've heard. And I would never invalidate your story because it isn't like mine. If you were the black nerd that never got picked on, that never got judged, that was accepted by the people in your area, I am so happy for you. But a good majority of us did not have that luxury afforded to us. And we got picked on. We got called whitewashed. We got called a whole bunch of fucked up names that you should never call a black person, because they're different and they still respect their culture and their history while respecting someone else's. We got that. A lot of us did get that. And it's harder on me because I'm a rapper and a blurred from the Bay Area. So imagine my dilemma trying to be the rapper, the nerd, and the blurred from a hometown that half our culture is street culture, and you don't feel that you're accepted because you are blurred. Think about that. Also, I can't forget about my blurdy ladies. I can't forget about y'all because I know some of y'all went through the same shit. Getting teased because you like anime, but your homegirls and who you were cool with were probably liking bullshit ass reality television shows that hold no value. They made fun of you for watching Sailor Moon, probably DBZ like us fellas, but they over here watching punk ass Love and Hip Hop. Ain't that a bitch? Like, I really hate that fucking conversation. And instead of judging the person that says this, why don't you stop and listen or ask them what their experience was like in those middle school and high school years, or even in their early adulthood? Or you can even ask them about their current experience as a black nerd. Me personally, it is phenomenal because it took me some unlearning, some trials and errors in being who I am to be who I am. And I've expressed this on my channel. However, there are times where people have tried to come for me, have tried to do the whole, you're a nerd, you don't get no bitches, you look like you still pee the bed. That was said in my Toxic Elders video on TikTok. You look like you still live at home with your mama. Something is wrong with your mental health. All that dumb shit. But I block it and ignore it because in actuality, if you think about it, me having a hobby is actually healthy. But there are some ignorant motherfuckers like that who don't have a broad point of view when it comes to life. And I don't give them no time anyway. Fuck them. What I would like to see happen from here on out is that us black nerds across different generations have conversations about what their experience was like to be a black nerd in those generations. What was it like to be a black nerd in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even in the 2000s, like I went to middle school and high school with. You know what I'm saying? Let's start seeing each other's point of view instead of saying stop talking about it. You didn't get picked on for that. You got picked on for Naruto running. Shut the fuck up and go to therapy. Now, therapy is needed. I will agree with that to an extent. Don't make that the gaslighting point of your conversation. If you don't want to hear about it, shut your ears off. But we have to start having those conversations so that we can encourage the next generation of black, nerdy boys, girls, and non-binary folks. You feel me? And that's on the Dragon Zord. And as usual, I want to thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, share with your friends and family on social media, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell on the side of the subscription bar to be updated when I drop new content. Also, follow me on TikTok because I'm more active on TikTok than ever, and the channel is growing as well. Thank you for 451 of you. I appreciate you, and welcome to the Stay Weird gang. Remember to social distance, wear your mask if you choose to, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and one, love, peace, stay weird.